Hey guys.
Hey.
Hi.
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 Hey.
Oh, hello. I thought to the people.
Oh, I normally do, but I was saying hi to you guys.
And I'm saying hi to them and
I mean,
you.
it's hi to everyone,
Right?
Yeah,
We're
why not?
here, they're here.
Yes.
Hi guys.
We're all high.
We're high.
Hey everyone. How's your week? How we doing? How's life?
Life's good. Life is life.
All right.
If you had to make an animal noise for how your life is going right now, what would it be?
I was about to do that.
Really?
The elephant noise, yeah.
Elephant noise.
Shush.
Yours was pretty clean. That was a nice.
I did.
That was a horse neigh.
Just a little horse neigh. Horse neigh. Do you guys like my Good Burger shirt?
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so dope, man.
What in the,
Kale.
For-
Andy Warhol goodness is
For you
that?
listeners, I got a new shirt, and it's a Good Burger shirt with Kel on it.
But it's very like,
yeah, it's kind of abstract-y,
Yeah.
graphic design-y.
yep. His face is just a burger.
It's
Yeah.
it's a burger.
It's just a burger.
They are doing Good Burger. They're making a new movie. Keenan and Kel are going to be back on screen together in a feature film. They're making Good Burger 2, the
It's gonna be
sequel.
so great. I cannot wait.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I literally can't wait.
Keenan and Kel is like that was my Nickelodeon. Like we were
Yep.
on Nickelodeon,
Yep.
but Keenan and Kel was my Nickelodeon.
And just watching Keenan on SNL, man.
Dude, he's
just
so funny.
yeah.
He's
Just
so
so
funny.
consistent and, they're alive, just still doing it,
It's gonna be weird in the same way coming back and doing this podcast together is like weird and surreal and fun and strange. I'm sure them being back in their Good Burger roles, like that was like the beginning of their post Nickelodeon
Yep.
send off. That was like, man,
Yep.
so going back to do those roles must be so strange and
Rivals,
so
man.
awesome.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
One day.
So today, friends at home, listeners, audience members, we're not going to review an episode. We are going to answer your questions that you've submitted to us through Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, we took questions from you guys. We love doing episodes like this. It's so fun to talk directly to you. The last couple times we did it, it's just been fun. I like this version of interacting with you guys.
Yeah. Got a lot of comments, guys.
Yeah,
A
thanks
lot
for
of
being
responses.
here. Thanks for following what we're doing. Thanks for being a part of the podcast. Thanks for joining our Patreon. All right, who's got one?
I got one.
All right.
You guys have a pretty strong friendship. What's your secret? Asks Gordon Collin 93.
We didn't see each other for 20 years.
Yeah. We were not together to rub each other the wrong way.
Yes,
You
exactly.
can't rub each other the wrong way if you're not around.
And
Not
now
there
we
to
have
rub each other.
reached that adult maturity where we won't tell each other how we're really feeling.
Yeah,
you
no.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
and
don't
it can just
overshare.
be a good.
we can just rub each other until
And then
we're tired.
and then leave.
And then
Yep.
part.
see you in 20 more
Yep,
years.
100.
No, I don't know.
No,
No, we've seen each other. I don't know. What's
The
the
secret is
A great
I
origin
respect
story.
you both. A great
Oh,
origin
that too.
story, yeah.
Yeah, also,
Because of that.
I'll say with us in particular, it's the origin story. Like
Yeah.
we cannot. The time we had on Neds is forever. It's forever a part of us, and I love being around you guys because, fuck, you're the only people who really get this part of my life.
Yeah, share that.
Nobody
experience.
else understands this particular thing
Yep.
Yeah.
that we carry.
Yeah.
and so it's
Yeah.
so cool being around each other with that.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like the burdens leave my mind. Like anxieties and thoughts leave me. Like when I can just be here with you two, it really is like this form of play, and it's not it's really like this natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a great origin story. The other thing I'll say about like what's your secret to good friendship is you can't force a good friendship. Friendships are built over time, but also by just something that's unspoken and unforced and untaught. It's just like a reciprocal energy that you feel when you're around each other. With any of my close friends, I can go years without seeing somebody, but my close friends, there is no secret. They're just my friends. They're my people. I know because I feel it when I'm around them. Oh, I feel safe. I feel free.
Yeah.
I feel free to be silly. I feel free to be serious. Like
Yeah.
all those things. Like there's like a inherent safety or trust or openness that you just gotta like sense into.
Yeah. Yeah, and we share a bond, man, and one that's just beautiful because we got a chance to be vulnerable with each other in a certain way where it's like, okay, we know we're each getting sent out there to make fools of ourselves, and it's this non-judgmental kind of energy that happened in our formative years, and I'll always feel that.
And we were all given
that's so
permission, like at the same time, to do this thing for the first time, and
Yeah.
showing ourselves to one another, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think you're right about that. I think in whatever context, like Neds, we really saw each other. Like we were in an environment that required it.
Yeah.
And I think in any circumstance, like when you really see someone, no matter how long time goes by, like you know something about, them, you kind of know some core part of them.
Yeah.
So this happens for people at like music festivals and shit too, is like you go through something to get, you like meet someone and then you see them on a very vulnerable, open, intimate, raw, kind of like naked level.
Yeah.
And that really creates kind of a lasting bond, Yeah. Cool. I love that question.
So honest, that was a great question.
You got one, Daniel? I can find one.
Oh, did Cookie end up with Lisa? That's a question to me.
Yeah.
No, Cookie did not end up with Lisa. Okay, well, maybe in some future fan fiction universe. Yes, about that reason. But no. Rachel Sibner, the character who played Lisa, she's such an awesome person. She found a beautiful man who stole her heart, Greg. They're now married, and she has a beautiful daughter named Emma. She's just so great.
Wow.
But yeah.
Well, and it is so rare for like even the characters. It's so rare for your middle school. It's just
Stalker
not to be who you end up with. People ask me often when talking about the show, like, do you think Ned and Moze ended up together? And it's like, no.
Highly doubt it, yeah.
No.
It's not the way the
That
odds
was
work.
a first love kind
First
of deal.
love.
You know what I mean? Big deal.
Big deal.
Not usually your last deal.
Yeah.
Not usually your last deal. Just like us in real life.
I mean,
Okay, from Little Umbies. Did Devon like Christian Serratos in real life? Here's what I'll say about that time. Here's what I'll say about that time. We were at that time on the show. We were just at that time where the hormones are just flooding our systems. I think the liking was just this amorphous energy moving around the set amongst many of
you
us.
like things, yeah.
There was some liking of Christian, there was liking of Lindsey, some liking of Carly liking of Christian, like you guys fight, like there was just guys, we were kids working together all the time in the same way that liking is going around your schools, same way on our set. Yes, I liked Christian. Okay.
I told Theo and Rob that I liked them both before you called me.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
you kind of have to.
And it created problems.
So many
It's a numbers
issues.
game, guys. You got to get your
You know
numbers
what I
up.
mean?
You got to get your
And
numbers
it was
up.
the same with me when we were just experiencing so much love that you didn't really know where to put it or which one belonged where. It just kind of like
It was on everybody.
bursting. Yeah, it was great.
If it was the 60s, we all just would have formed like a family.
Yep.
Because
Wow.
Theo liked you, Rob liked you.
Hey.
Well, she was curvy, right? Everybody likes curves.
Had them yams. You know what I mean?
Yams.
Everything's a yam.
Wow.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
All right, let me just take it to a place of hate for 1 second. Why do you show your feet off so much? Because I'm proud of them and I have them.
That's real.
No, I love this. Like, why do you show them? Only do foot fetishers say, why do you show them off? She has feet and she's barefoot.
That person has a foot fetish.
The thing
That's
is,
what I mean.
I have
You're
more
not
of a-
showing them off. You like to be barefoot.
I love being barefoot. Anytime I could be barefoot, I could be walking outside, I'd be walking upstairs. It just entered your fucking house, especially since you take shoes off usually before you go into somebody's house. Barefoot is just the way. I get really hot too, and so I got to keep my hands and my feet like cool or able to whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm always barefoot just because.
I know a lot of people have this like grounding thing with being barefoot.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of what it is.
Yeah, I work, there's like artists, like musicians who are barefoot on stage because it keeps them grounded. I worked with an actor named Thomas Jane who's really great, and he was barefoot. Like, we were shooting at 3 a.m. in Buffalo, like in the winter. It was cold as fuck, and he's just like if I'm not filming, I'm barefoot. So just on the street in Buffalo at night, it was cold, barefoot, but it's like a grounding thing. It's just some human
that's
thing.
crazy.
Yeah,
I knew about the grounding thing, but in the cold, holy
yeah,
shit.
I know. Yeah, it was to another level.
Yeah.
But for people who don't have the kink, it's just called being barefoot.
Yeah.
Why are you showing them things
Oh
off?
gosh, put those away.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
You're so removed. So this guy says, do you miss Cowboy Cookie? And he sent him singing the song. Cowboy Cookie, yippee, yippee, yeehaw. I don't miss Cowboy Cookie, but I had a great time.
Wait, what's the whole song? Can you sing it?
Cowboy Cookie, the ladies really love him. Cowboy Cookie, the best you ever saw. Cowboy Cookie, the bullies, they don't scare him. Cowboy Cookie, yippee, yippee, yeehaw. Yes, I remember all the lyrics.
That's our next TikTok.
I'm in love with you.
Perfect. I was the first Old Town Road before Lil Nas X.
Hey, right.
First little cowboy
Wow.
doing his thing.
Wow.
Yeehaw. More.
What's the way?
What's the way?
What's the way?
Oh, show them the way.
What's the way?
Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Learn how to hear. Learn how to hear your inner guidance system, known as your intuition. Some might say it's your ancestors whispering to you. Whatever that is, there's many kind of things we listen to inside ourselves, and the way is listening to your inner guidance system. That's
real.
That's the way.
Is it possible to make a spin-off version of Neds without permission?
So look, like, yes, I think there is a version where we could make something like Neds, but not call it Neds, and then we wouldn't be in a copyright issue. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see how things
love
play
working
out.
with you guys. I could see.
I agree. I
could see
completely
something. Because
see it.
I wouldn't want us to miss the chemistry and the opportunity to share with our fans.
I agree.
Some
I
great
agree.
content.
What would be our dream next project together? And they said it doesn't have to be the reboot. If you say that, that's fine. But they were kind of asking, like, what genre or what would be the thing that we could do together next? And in my head, it would be really fun to make like a modern comedy movie. That's one of those comedies, for me, I think it would be really fun to do something, one of those comedies that's kind of grounded in reality. Like, it's funny, there's funny bits, but there's also like a natural like realism to it. Us as adults going through some adventure, some like life emotional process adventure that's
Yeah.
like funny, sweet. I that would be fun to me.
I completely agree, and I totally agree with Daniel. I think working, like, talking with you guys, and obviously is great, and like working with you at this capacity, but like that ability to really be behind characters and connecting again,
It would be cool.
It's, I don't know, just in character skins and bodies, like without us, because that shit is still there, whatever it is. You know.
Yeah, you got something you'd like to do?
Anything fun, man. I love having fun with you guys, and that is generally going to be comedy. Can we take
Yeah.
it somewhere else, do some drama for sure? Could we do like a horror? Yeah, Lindsey and I kind of did
Yeah,
like
we
a
did.
horror movie
Yeah.
project recently. But yeah, man, any comedy, man, because I just love seeing you guys have fun as much as I enjoy creating. You know.
Yeah.
I
well-
agree. I completely agree.
Yeah, we'll see. This whole like vortex of this podcast that we're doing, we'll see what
Comes of
kind
it,
of
yeah.
comes of this, what spins out
What
of
it
this.
generates,
and
yeah.
and like we really like being around each other. So yeah, at a certain point I feel like one of us is gonna have an idea that's like, hey, why don't we try this? You know? I don't know. We'll see. P Zizzle says, for Lindsey, struggling with BPD, what's one thing you've learned to cope with it?
BPD, one thing that I've learned to do to cope is...
For anyone who's listening, when we say BPD,
BPD is borderline personality disorder. It's an emotional dysregulation disorder that kind of leaves you with a really unhinged sense of self and relationships. And so the thing that I've done most, you know, I'm working a program, and while it is for sobriety, it has brought so many character defects to the surface, and it has helped me put space in between my reaction and you know the stimulus that made it happen. So I work a program, and I try to work it every day. In fact, it means calling myself on my shit literally 90 times a day, like 100, 190. Like, it's, ugh. And then you just go back, you decelerate, you de-escalate, and then you play back what happened. You get away from people, right? Get away from people. If they want to come and be okay with you, don't. leave me alone. I can't talk to people or else I'm gonna have a bigger amends to make later. Please leave me alone. And make sure the people around you understand that. Right. And then I go and I'm with myself. Sometimes I do something sensory, like you hold an ice cube or like, you get outside, you walk, anything that can just put out that fire and that rage a little bit, put out that chaos and that fear. And that's what's up. But learning to find time between that reaction and those things was it. And then just having good friends, like having a good friend that you really trust and let in. And that was part what the work did for me too, was be able to like let somebody in who could actually help me. Yeah.
You've just clearly been doing the work. Like I forget, it was something small today, but like you like got heated and you like very quickly like pulled back and you were like, oh, sorry, like that was like a lot. Like and you like pulled it back real quick. Like I know that you like doing the work and like practicing.
Yeah. I just want to say like just don't try to stay safe, like whatever is happening with you and your BPD, like go jump in a puddle of pillows because, man, the self-harm can get really real. So what I would do is just try to make yourself safe from physical harm. Like if you do have to yell at somebody, you can make up for that later, but really just try to keep yourself from physical harm. And like the ice cubes and like the really trick in your brain, like taking a super cold shower, jumping in, like taking a super hot whatever, like that's kind of get your senses out of it.
It's real.
Thanks, Linz. What you got, Dandy?
Carrie, 121617 says, will you guys keep going once you've gone through the rewatch?
Well, I want to say that might be years from now because we have so many episodes to get through and Q&As. So that's a question. That's a bridge to cross way in the future.
I'm still gonna need a job.
Yeah,
but
something better comes along.
But the hope is,
Time out, you guys. I got one for us.
Uh-oh.
What happened to Mr. Feeney or the actor who played him? Bring him on the podcast.
Wow. Mr. That's a whole other
That is
That's
a whole
Boy Meets World, and they have their own
Brotherly Love podcast.
Pod Meets World.
Pod Meets World.
What happened to
Did you
Mr.
just say
Feeney?
Brotherly Love?
Oh, was she trying to spell sweetie? Brother
Wasn't
Meets
one of them
World?
on?
No.
Wait, no, they do have a Boy Meets World.
They have a Boy
podcast,
Meets. Yeah,
though.
I know. She just referenced a whole other show, which is Brotherly Love.
But wait.
That's not
Hey, I can see where you might have arrived there, though.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, that was the Jonas Brothers. I'm joking. They'll never see this.
And they might have been. They might have crossed
shit.
Feeney and Sweeney in their brain.
Feeney and Sweeney, yeah. Mr.
That could have been.
Feeney.
That could have been.
So wait, but what was the question? If they were talking about Mr. Sweeney, what happened?
Or
to
the
him?
actor who played him, bring him on the podcast.
Oh, Mr. Sweeney?
It would take some. It would take tracking Don down.
Oh yeah, it would be tough. Don Creech. We can maybe do it. I think
We can maybe
I
do
think
it.
He has fond memories of us.
Yeah. Hopefully. His dude. Don Creech, the actor who played Mr. Sweeney on Neds, he like his IMDb, he's been in so much shit, man.
Tips for living alone.
Foundationally, learn how to take care of yourself. Living alone will force you to. The mess is yours. No one's coming to clean it. So it'll force you to get into a rhythm with taking care of yourself. Clean your fucking bathroom. Clean your toilet. Clean your shower. Clean your kitchen. And get into a rhythm of keeping your space in order enough. And then getting comfortable when it's a little messy, reach the breaking point, clean it. Like, that's a beautiful practice when living alone. And then just get into your flow when living alone. Make it comfortable. What do you want it to feel like in there? What's your like dream vibe? I would make my spot just my vibe. Like put up little fucking lights that make it a vibe. Lighting is everything. Oh, that's another tip. Lighting is everything for your central nervous system. Vibe out your lights, man.
Yeah, it's the difference between you enjoying the space that you're walking into or hating it.
Yeah, or feeling stressed and you don't even know why. It's because your lights are fluorescent overhead lights.
Yeah,
like,
and you're giving you the raccoon eyes down here.
And
You don't
I-
have anything showing you, making you look good. So when you walk into the mirror, you got the backlight and it's making you look terrible.
yeah.
A lamp is I just love a warm lamp.
There's I saw like some debate. I saw some debate on TikTok. This guy made this video showing the three different kind of temperatures of normal living light, which is like white light, kind of in between yellow, white, and then like the soft, warm light that used to come from lights that weren't LED. And he's like, this the yellow, this is the light. And I saw a bunch of people being like, fuck that. Like white is the only way.
No, kitchens, I can do the white teeter-tottering on blue.
Yeah.
But when I'm in my living room, I need warm. I need that incandescent light. I need it closer to red, that yellow.
Yeah, if you think white, which is actually blue
you're a psychopath.
light,
Is
you're
okay?
a psychopath.
In your living room? No, no.
You're a psychopath. And honestly, like on a neurological, biological level, dude.
No.
Those lights at night are fucking you up, dude. Your
Yeah.
central nervous system is fucked up. You crazy.
Yeah, the incandescents, the ones that are warmer, it's like just like a fire or something like that. It's giving you that type of natural light.
That's literally
it's not
it.
The sunlight. You know?
Yep.
That's literally it. It's fire. It's the hues of fire. Our biology wants that at night. White, you want your living room to feel like a hospital?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the way I feel. No,
You're wrong.
Some people
Freaks
are
on TikTok.
very comfortable in hospitals.
And that's where they should be.
Exactly.
Psychiatric hospitals. Yes.
You like the overhead white
No, I
fluorescent?
don't. No,
I know you don't. No, you want it.
I make a list. Oh gosh.
You want a
this is
vibe.
terrible.
You want
Yeah.
a candle. You
Oh my
want a
gosh,
lamp.
Yes.
Dude, a lamp
I got
goes so
two
far.
perfect lamps that like, and I turn both of them on.
Oh, nice.
You know.
Yeah, so deck out. If you live alone, deck out your space. Make it a fucking vibe. Here's the good test too. Is you want when people come in, you want to hear a little for the first time. You want to hear a little surprised. Oh. Do you know what I mean? I love when I get that from people. Like, oh, like it feels really nice in here. I love that shit. It's like, oh, thank you. I know how to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Like I know how to create a space. Yeah. Do you live on your own now?
Well, no,
Oh, yeah,
now I'm kind of with my young lady, and then
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Did you like living alone?
prefer it. It's my preference.
That's true, actually. You're I know it is.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
you?
yeah.
But okay, so why
Facts. These
are
are
you
facts.
not living
It's
your
true, though.
why are you not living your preference now then?
But you know what? And this is
Say
this is
it in
tough
a
one
way
to
that
answer.
she's gonna hear this.
Yeah, I know that stuff. I have to. You put me in a tight little spot.
What do you mean?
Well, I have a beautiful young lady, and we're building things together, and that is why I am located where I'm located. Yeah, I guess. It does things to
I
you.
hope she doesn't watch the show.
Oh my gosh, I hope she
I mean,
does. That's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
That is so sweet. No, I love that. I adore that. But I do know what you mean.
Yeah,
About just like
It's tough. You gotta. Sometimes you gotta give a little. Like
Yeah.
there is your perfect world, which
Yeah.
involves only you, but
Right.
then there's also some positive things
Right.
about others.
yeah, because like when you're on your own, you only have to really give what you want to give. But then when you give something that like I don't know, like I don't know, it's kind of nice too, where you receive something from another person that you really need. Like that's the joy I found in it. Because yeah. And now I think I'd be ready to live alone again.
Yeah.
And now that I've gotten a little better handle on taking care of myself, that was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An accessible community. Like sometimes it just takes one person, and then you have that connection to
yes.
community.
Yes.
And it'll save you in those times that you didn't know you needed to.
Yes.
Have
Be with
space.
other people. Or, yeah. I've really I've been living this new phase with roommates. I've had good roommates. I've had bad roommates. Currently, I have the best situation I've ever been in. Like we just have this flow, and there's this beauty of when you're living with roommates, of you change each other without even doing anything because you're living around each other in your most intimate space, and that over time, like hopefully you're picking good roommates because nothing's worse than a toxic roommate.
we
in
share
your
the
home
space,
space. Wait, what?
My young lady and I shared a space with two other roommates at one time, you know,
Woof.
and they were dating as well, but it was rough. And these are good friends of mine, but you notice everything that you're like not okay with. Like, hey, you ate with that dish, clean that dish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't just stuff them into the freaking not dryer. What do you call that thing? A
Dishwasher.
You cut the dishwasher on it.
Yeah, turn it on.
Yeah.
Unload it every now and then.
Dang.
And
yeah.
then certain candle scents I just hate.
Yo,
I
right.
actually don't like those artificial smells in general.
Same.
but
Right.
One of these roommates love doing that, and I hate it. And I'm like, I'm cutting you off every single time. I'm like,
Dude, that's real. Like, man, living with even if they're good people, but you just don't live well together because your home, look, the world's, it's complicated out there. It's a lot out there. Your home is your refuge. Your home is the safe space. Your home is the place where you undo your bra and you let your titties out. You know what I mean? But if you can't let your titties out because you're feeling a little stressed about your roommate, holy shit.
tough.
I was struggling when I had a roommate that I did not get along with because at that time outside, I was really struggling too, and then there was no safe space in my home, dude. I was just like, I was imploding. It was a rough time.
I have also experienced the time many times when my home has not been a safe place. Even the place inside of me is not safe.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? But that, and when you just feel like there's no rest.
That you're not resting because there's your space, your central nervous system can't rest because you're on edge.
Constantly on.
Your home needs to be that place where you go like, here's where I can breathe and rest and then go take on the world. And when you don't have it, it's so tough. Yeah. I also want to ask, I think a lot of people move in with partners like young. And that I feel like, man,
just bad decision.
It's just tough, man. I think when you move in with a partner, especially like early on in a relationship, like relationships, it's cool. Move in with your partner, do it if you feel it. But man, I just found like it gets really tricky when you're at a young age with a partner and all of a sudden, like you're not choosing to see each other. You're seeing each other all the time, day in, day out, night, morning, everything.
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
Gotta see this one.
And like a lot of love and intimacy and beauty and fun comes out of that, but also you don't have a choice. You don't have a break. You don't have a chance to like just ground in your own energy. And man, it can be tough.
Oh, yeah.
So don't merge too quickly.
I've lived with 3 partners. Yeah, and one of those is great. The other, like, big learning situations, but it was first off, I moved them in with me, and you know, it was for a reason way other than a relationship, just some kind of masking something.
No, see
and
that.
you added penises.
Well, that's another tricky bit. You said you moved them in with you. Like, if your money situation isn't the same,
I had the upper
you had money
hand, and like. I couldn't learn anything from these you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was nothing to learn.
You broke ass motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
And like a relationship has enough on it. Now you're going to stack like the economics of it. Are we paying equally? It's just you're putting a lot on a plate that's already full.
Yep. Or there's no plate yet. Yeah, there's barely a plate.
You don't even
There's
it's a
you
napkin.
just got utensils in your hands. Jesus.
Wow. Carmen Cruz, Carmen_Cruz, that's 2 U's in Cruz, asks, why is adult life so hard and boring? That's tough. Rude awakening, huh?
So hard and boring. That part I really find amusing.
Hard and boring.
Because you start the things that you did think were fun are not as fun. Like riding your bike is not going to be the same type of deal, right? But like when you chose to ride your bike, you weren't putting off things like, oh, I need to like talk to my sister or my mom or like do this, that, and other. But adulthood is just having those pleasures narrow, but like each of your 80% of your decisions be like reaching still for that small bit of gratification that becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until you deal with the things that like you actually need to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I fully agree with what Lindsey just said there. I'm going to try to look into the hard part. Why is adult life so hard? I mean, there are now consequences for your actions, or elevated consequences, and a multitude of consequences. And there is a more defined idea of right and wrong, of win and fail. You know, you got to keep that roof over your head. You got to keep those lights on and stuff like that. So you do have to lock yourself into some sort of routine and forego some of your desires for the necessities of life. And so that's what I would consider hard. And we all experience it, you know?
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Being an adult is hard. I think the consequences thing is like, it's all on you now.
Yeah.
And that's hard, and also can add to the boring bit because there's a chunk of adult life that is pure maintenance. Yeah. And it takes up a decent chunk of time and energy. It's just maintenance. It's just laundry, dishes, reorganizing your life. Oh, I cleaned my room yesterday. It's dirty again. I got to clean it again. Like, there's just
like body maintenance,
working out. Let me eat water. Oh, I got to cook dinner again. Like so much of adult life is just maintenance, so that part can get really monotonous and boring.
There
but you can also find some freedom, some beauty in it some of the time. Like you can find that Zen moment where you're like, wow, I just cooked for myself again. Like, good job, me. Yeah. And it's also hard because, those consequences, man, if you put something off, they're going to come find you. Like, the consequences are there. It doesn't go away.
One of my favorite things about my friend Alyssa is that, like, she can do the same task, obviously, every day, like we all can, but she does it like it's new every day. Like, she brings an energy to it that is, like, she's there, like, every day. It's just, like, how can I do it better? How can I do it different? And I don't know why. That's just not a mentality that I ascribe to at all. Like,
I want to say to the person who asked that too, like, there's just an inherent part of adult life that's sort of boring, so you kind of have to accept that. But if really, like, all the time you're feeling bored, life is still really fun. Like, but you gotta go find
that's
that.
Also what it is. You're only gonna get out what you put in. Like, you can't just, like, you gotta go ham to get that result. And you can hang out on the side and, like, still get what you need, but maybe not what you want. If you would put the full effort in, and just focus on something. Yeah,
or go into a new experience. Like, if you're bored, maybe you're just seeing the same thing every day. That can drive you insane. COVID sort of drove me insane because my routine had never been less diverse. It was just like, I'm in my house, this shit is happening every day. There was nothing new, nothing novel. And so if you're bored, go do something new that's fun to you. Go to a concert, go to a live music experience, go to a fucking rave. Like, I don't know. There's still a lot of fun to be had in this life.
Yeah, and as an adult, now you can actually work to make money. Of course, you're going to have to sacrifice some hours to go ahead and make that money. And then you get to spend it how you want. There's no adult or guardian saying, hey, this is what you got to do. So adult life can be the opposite of boring. It can be very interesting and exciting because the world is your oyster. You can do what you want to do within reason.
Yeah, find a way to travel, man. Travel is so fun. So fun. Here's one from Simano SP. I'm wondering if you guys have ever had to do this. Adult guide to breaking up with a toxic friend.
Toxic friend. Oh, not boyfriend or girlfriend.
Toxic friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like I wasn't prepared for this part of life, which is that sometimes you have to break up with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, we all know breaking up with a partner. We all know what that is, but, like, break up with a friend. This does happen as you grow.
That is, that's a really Okay, so when that happened to me, it had just gotten to a point that I had no more heart about it because of how much I was being just, like, wrecked on the daily. And at a certain point, it was just like detached. I mean, it was very painful up until then, but I kind of was just like, it was very unemotional at the end. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. And here.
You've reached your limit.
And it was
just accepted you've reached the limit.
And here's the thing, I could tell I actually loved that girl because I really did just wish her, like, not bad, not nothing, not anything. I can't be here with you anymore.
Yeah.
I love you. You have, like, done and shown me some of the, like, best things in my life. You protected me, everything. But, like, if you can't see me as, like, your friend and offer me what I offer you, it just can't happen.
Yeah.
And so, that was that. It was pretty simple.
Yeah.
But it did take a lot of lead up to that and a lot of red flags for that to be okay. But
You ever had to end a friendship?
Yeah, man. Some of it was like moochers. I've had that. You know, people who are around for the good time kind of only, and you always find yourself or find them saying, "Oh man, my wallet. Oh god."
Yeah.
You know, and you end up having to fund the good time. It's like, yo, I can just have a good time myself. So me with situations like that, I take hard stances, and I'm just like, yo, screw this person, and yo, kind of screw everything about them. Like, I don't, because where they get you is they try to throw the whole sympathy thing, like, oh man, I'm sorry about the last time. It was just because this, and blah 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 blah, and they'll hit you with a sob story. You have to detest the energy that they felt it was okay to bring you, and respond in that same way. Not to throw negative shade at them, but be like, yo, that's a negative aspect of my life. I don't want to pick up no call, block you, whatever you got to do. Just shut it down. Yeah.
That is what I. Yep.
There's a version where you just, like, peel out like you just take the exit ramp on the relationship and just kind of stop it. Like there's kind of the more ghost, like just like peace, space.
I'm ghosting.
There's that version of it that's actually totally viable some of the time. I know it sucks, but like there's no way to avoid the discomfort there's no way to avoid the discomfort of breaking up with a friend. So if you got to ghost. Like whatever gets you the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because you matter.
Because you matter.
You know, they're taking you for granted. You matter.
Yep.
Shut it down.
Yeah, if you feel this way and it's reached that point where you know, well then own that and just to some degree just like let go of needing, how do I do it right? Like how many times have I thought through a conversation? How do I say it just right that makes them good, me good, doesn't hurt our feelings, and we leave like, I've seen that fucking TikTok of this like therapist being like, you just need to tell them, well, this season of life is no longer where I need to be, but I wish you flowers and ponies and me too. It's like, no, there's no real clean way of saying, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
So kind of just accept that that's part of it and remove yourself, however you got to do it. Give them as much respect as you want in a conversation. But the big thing is just get out of the fucking relationship.
Know that you don't owe anyone anything. All right.
And you can't really give anybody anything either. Like nobody's gonna do anything based off what you say or what you do. Like if you're a stepping stone in their life at a time when their awareness is cultivated so that they can move forward, then you were there with them. But nobody's gonna ever do anything off of what you say or do until they're very much ready.
Yeah, I had to end like a huge friendship in my life. Like I had to consciously end it. I couldn't just ghost either. Like we were very close and it was brutal.
So you actually had to talk through it?
Kind of. And over years it never settled. Like
you felt like you owed that to him?
No.
Oh.
No. I had the conversation and then just over the years I kept checking in. I didn't know it would be forever, but I just kept checking in with myself and something in me broke in our relationship. I'm like, I can no longer be here. For a million reasons. What I've realized is in order to feel good and like equal and reciprocated in this relationship, I need this person to change. And I realized that's not going to happen.
Right.
This person is this person.
Right.
Yeah. And if to feel okay in this relationship, I need them to be a different person, well, that's not going to work.
Find some other person.
So then the truth was brutal, which was like, wow, so I need to break up with a friend. Like it was a crazy like awakening of like, holy shit, I have to break up with someone that I love. And it hurt him and it hurt me and it created a rift in my friend group, but it was what it was. It was necessary. I didn't choose that fully. It just was. I need to be out of this. And there's no way to do it without pain, but just pull the fucking Band-Aid off and get out of there.
No is a real word. Like, no, I cannot hang out. No.
Yeah. Thanks for the question.
How tall are you, Lindsey? I am 5'7.5". How tall are you, Daniel?
He's exaggerating. No, I'm talking.
No, it wasn't like yesterday's game.
Oh, no. I am 6 feet even.
Nice.
6 foot even? 6 foot? 6 feet?
6 feet, 7
6 feet equal me.
You know,
Nice. I like that.
I accept myself, but I'm so jealous of you guys who are at that 6 foot mark. Like every time I'm around you, I'm like,
I'm just
you make me feel like a pretty lady, and I like it.
You can be down with, you can have fun here with me.
Yeah, I'm like 5'9".
5'9", that's solid.
Whatever.
You know, it's respect. It's like we talked about in another episode. I'm just average.
It's okay. It's okay to be average.
I'm just right in the middle.
Woo! Well,
is that it? Is that all the time we have?
hitting that old dusty trail.
Thank you for submitting your
Good
questions.
questions, guys.
guys
Good
so much.
questions.
So
I
much.
love that living alone questions.
Yeah,
Good
it's
stuff.
fun talking about these things.
That
It's-
people never tell you, like, this is what living alone feels like.
Well, like that's kind of why we wanted to do the reboot. Is like there's so many aspects of adult life that no one prepares you for. All of a sudden, you're just in it. No one's prepped you for it. The answer might be more complicated than like life allows. You're like, what the fuck? There's so much coming at me.
Yeah.
Like that's what's fun. I like talking about this, like these questions on the pod, knowing what questions you guys have about life because no one prepares you.
There's
for
no
this shit.
repository of answers somewhere. We could be that. We should stop talking about poop and stuff in our podcast. and
You
actually
shut the
help
fuck
people.
up, Daniel. You shut the fuck up.
Wait, but like,
I'll never give up poop.
what are we going to talk about? Just how to make a to-do list?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Actually, I'd like to listen. Can you guys just
it's like we need to, guys.
We need to talk about how to make to-do lists.
Help me. Go ahead.
go on Daniel and Devon.
On a very special episode of Ned's Declassified podcast survival guide.
I know we sort of gave advice the whole episode, but do you have like a wrap-up tip?
Oh, do we have a wrap-up tip? Oh, wrap-up tip. Wrap it up. No,
Wrap up your tip.
wrap-up tip. Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, no is a real word. That's a valid tip, and it works in relationships, all types of the full gamut of adult life. You're gonna have to say no to some certain things, even certain jobs that sound promising. If you read through that the fine print, and you're like, no, this doesn't work. Say no. Say no. No one can force you to do anything you don't want to do.
Nice. Like start to train your vision to like follow your intuition. We see a lot of red flags before we ever actually acknowledge them. People are like, what are red flags? What are red flags? If you just slow down and you pay attention to that time where I feel a little more anxious, or I don't feel as good when I left him at that point, or that sounds a little fishy, or that seems like he's lying, or she, whatever. That's when you want to be like, ooh, I've assessed like 4 red flags, in a matter of 2 weeks or whatever, and not get to that point where like, oh wow, they throw up one green one and now you're kind of in it, and all these red flags like don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. I saw someone comment. We talked on another episode about like kind of the time it takes to make it through a breakup, like is maybe half the time of the relationship if it was a long one. And this person commented like, mine's been double as long. What's been the hardest to process is how many red flags I was aware of that now, like what I put myself into, what I decided not to see, and then processing that. I know that was big in my major, one of my biggest breakups was like processing all the things that I knew. I saw them and I didn't either work to change them or draw a boundary or just get real with myself that I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
This is a problem for me.
A lot of the times, I say this all the time to my sponsor, there's a big I don't know the difference sometimes between making a boundary and holding space. You don't know when you're allowing them to just like let that out and practice who they want to be, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
I love it. My tip is we are all on the road together. Use a fucking blinker.
Wow.
Use a fucking blinker. It's not for you. It's for me, behind you. Then I don't have to honk. Then I don't. It's all good if I know you're turning. But if you're just stopped in the middle of a fucking lane, I'm confused.
Right.
That's a metaphor for let people know your intentions, or you're like, seriously?
No, use a fucking blinker. That's our show, folks.
Peace. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Neds Declassified Podcast Survival Guide. If you guys want some clips from the show, go on over to Podco's YouTube channel. And you can also support our Patreon for more weekly bonus content. You guys know you want to see it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.